Please, I'm so glad to be back. It's time to explore some amazing places, and I welcome you all to my channel, Georgie the Explorer. Today we are going to explore one of the most popular tourist spots here called Elephanta Caves. Yes, we are going to explore Elephanta Caves today, and Elephanta Caves are located on Elephanta Island, around 10 to 11 kilometers from the city, Mumbai city, and it can only be reached by ferry from the Gateway of India, Colaba. That's why I'm in Colaba right now. I'm going to take a ferry from the Gateway of India, heading straight to Gateway of India right now. Okay, so stay tuned. This is the same ferry point. We took a ferry last time when we visited Alibag. The same ferry point, the same ticket counter. So okay, and first I'm sure you remember this ticket counter. The same ticket counter took a ferry last time when we visited Alibag. This is the same counter, same ferry point. So let me see where to take the ticket. So I'm here at the Gateway of India right now. We're going to take a ferry. I got the ticket. Return ticket is 290 rupees. Okay, they said the ferry Elephanta ferry would come at the gate number 4. I'm heading to the gate number 4 right now. Finally, I'm at this gate number 4 to take a ferry. I'm taking a ferry to Gateway of Elephanta Caves. A small boat. It's a small ferry. I'm going to take this one right now. It's a small ferry, small boat. I can't say it's ferry. It's not a big ferry. It's a small boat. And all these are life jackets in case if something happened. Anyway, so upper decks are not available. So I'm on the lower deck itself. After this boat started moving now, it will take around 1 hour from this place, Gateway of India to Elephanta Caves. 1 hour boat ride, and it's amazing view of, you can see the amazing view of Mumbai Harbour. As the boat leaves the iconic Gateway of India behind, the vast expanse of the Arabian Sea opens up, revealing a breathtaking view of Mumbai's harbour. And the city skyline slowly recedes, its towering buildings softened by the morning mist. And you can see so many speedboats and naval vessels everywhere, all around. And you can see these cargo ships in the distance, most probably cargo ships. And plus, because of this heavy mist, things in the distance are not very clear. And this is the lower deck of the boat. Sitting on the upper deck has been banned recently because of an accident that happened a couple of months ago due to overcrowding. Now I can see the Elephanta Island from here, and you are reaching Elephanta Jetty over there after almost an hour boat ride from the Gateway of India. So finally reaching Elephanta Island, where the Elephanta Caves are located. It's almost, now it's within 5 minutes we'll be reaching Elephanta Jetty. Now we are getting off the boat. This is the jetty. So this is our boat. It's a small boat, not big one. So this is the Elephant jetty. There are so many boats over here. And you can see we have the Elephant Island from here. So we're gonna explore the Elephant caves. You can see so many people already here. And all these stalls selling various refreshments and snacks that are so common in a tourist place like this. All types of snacks and drinks, soft drinks are available here. The fruits and snacks and all types of soft drinks stalls here. And the view from here is absolutely fabulous. You can see this is Elephant Island. Oh my goodness. See how beautiful it is. And friends, you can see this small toy train for people who don't want to walk all the way to the caves. It's a very beautiful toy train. So this is the ticket, only 20 rupees for this toy train. It's amazing. And now we finally made to the entrance. This is the entrance to the caves. The toy train was so amusing, very interesting. And there are several stalls here on both sides of this pathway. It's a paved pathway to the caves. And you can see this vendor selling so many varieties of items here. Jewelry, hats, and snacks, soft drinks, everything is available. Here you get to see all these handicrafts items here. Handbags, wallets, all things available. And of course, this juice vendor, sugarcane juice vendor, the omnipresent, very popular Mumbai's sugarcane juice. So I'm gonna have some juice right now. Okay, there's one. This is the entrance to the cave. There's a small entrance fee of 5 rupees per person. Only 5 rupees. It's okay. And this is the entrance. And so now I'm entering the cave site. There are several souvenir shops, you know, handicraft shops like this. Varieties of handicrafts here, and so many types of handicrafts and souvenirs available here. See, so beautiful. What is this? This white. Okay, this is shell, seashell. These are various types of seashells. I'm wondering whether it's artificial or original. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert to say. Just nowadays, artificial shells are also available in the market, but I'm not sure if it's artificial or original. It's a small resort-like. What? ये क्या भाई? Resort. Okay, this is a resort. And here you can see this Eiffel Tower as a model of Eiffel Tower in front of this. There is one restaurant and bar at the entrance. And there's so many monkeys you can see here. There's so how many monkeys. Oh my god. There's one handicraft shop selling various products here. Shells and various other handicrafts items. And this one snack corner. Oh, there's so many things. Monkey. Okay, it's okay.
Can I go?
Yes. Oh my god, there are several monkeys. You can see big and small monkeys. Okay, now heading for the. Okay, this is the starting point to the cave. You get to climb some steps. There are so many steps, so I'm going to climb all the steps now. Amazing, beautiful sight. This is one of the very popular picnic spots, tourist spots in Mumbai. Elephanta Caves, located in Elephanta Island. Here again, one souvenir shops selling plethora of goods, handicrafts. Clothes, various types of t-shirts, clothes, bags, and all types of things are available here. Jewelry, everything under the sun. And again, there are so many handicraft people here. Handicraft vendors, and of course, eateries like this. Beautiful souvenirs.
अभी दोबारा आएंगे यहाँ पे दोबारा नहीं आएंगे यही रहना है
There are several restaurants also on the way to the caves. Oh my god, no. It's almost more than 100 steps from here. I had to climb up all the steps to reach the cave site. I just asked somebody. I was not prepared to come this location. That's why I didn't study properly. So I just asked somebody how many steps are there. He said 100 steps. So I had to climb up all the steps to reach the caves.
Hello.
It's a very steep steps. And of course you can see when they're sitting on the sides. It's amazing, very interesting. I think I almost reached. We saw how many hundreds of shops selling various goods, especially souvenirs. And of course, several restaurants and bars also here. See, hundreds of souvenir shops here. You see all this. Now finally made to the main entrance. You can see the boat, Elephanta Caves, World Heritage Monument, Archaeological Survey of India. So I'm entering the caves right now. Amazing. It's so hot out here. So friends, now I'm entering the very popular, very iconic Elephanta Caves. Friends, since this place is on a hillock, the view from here is absolutely fabulous. And you can see the jetty from here. See, this is the Elephanta jetty. Very beautiful. And now we are entering one of the caves here. There are several caves. So this is one of that. First, we have seen several historical centuries-old rocket caves in various parts of Mumbai. But this is the very popular. This is the most popular and well-preserved one. And also people love to visit this place, irrespective of the weather. Now it's extremely hot and sultry, very muggy. But despite that, you can see hundreds of people already gathered here. Elephanta Caves. So I'm going to explore the caves now. So friends, now we are going to enter these caves. These caves first. It's a very huge one. See, this is the beauty of the rocket caves. As many of you know that these caves are renowned for their intricate rock-cut sculptures dating back to the 5th and 8th century CE. These carvings depict scenes from Hindu mythology, mainly dedicated to Lord Shiva. The artistic excellence and spiritual depth of these carvings make Elephanta a significant cultural and historical treasure. Historians believe that the caves were built during the rule of the Kalachuris or Chalukyas, reflecting a period when Hindu temple architecture flourished in India. And you also get to see several numerous Shiva lingas found within the cave complex. The Shiva linga is a sacred symbol of Lord Shiva, representing his formless and infinite nature. The presence of multiple lingas at Elephanta highlights the island's deep spiritual significance as a center of Shaivism, means worship of Shiva. You can see the dominance of Shaivism in these caves, and several factors contributed to Shiva's prominence in these caves. The rulers of the time, possibly the Kalachuris or Chalukyas, were strong followers of Shaivism. They commissioned temples and sculptures to honor Shiva as the supreme deity. Shiva represents creation, destruction, and transformation, which aligned with Hindu beliefs about the cosmic cycle. And during this era, different sections of Shaivism, such as the Pashupatas, were spreading across India. The Elephanta caves may have been an important center for their religious practices. Although Shiva is the main focus, other deities can also be found here, enhancing the spiritual richness of the site. And you can also see the Brahma the creator, and Vishnu the preserver also appear in some reliefs. Their presence emphasizes the interconnectedness of Hindu deities. And of course, Parvati is also depicted in several panels, often beside Shiva, representing divine harmony and feminine energy or Shakti. Shiva became the main deity of Elephanta Caves due to royal patronage, Shaivite traditions, and the philosophical appeal of his cosmic role. The presence of Parvati and other deities reflects the richness of Hindu mythology and its belief in divine balance. These caves are not just an architectural wonder, but also spiritual landmark. And you can see these caves are supported by rows of large, intricately designed pillars that serve both structural and aesthetic purposes. And all this, majority of these carvings, sculptures are depicting Shiva, the most prominent deity in these caves. This island is covered with thick forests and rolling hills, providing a refreshing contrast to Mumbai's urban environment. You can notice that these caves were not built as freestanding temples but were instead carved directly into solid rock. This architectural choice was deliberate and deeply connected to both spiritual and practical reasons. In Hindu traditions, Shiva's divine home is Mount Kailash, a remote and sacred Himalayan peak. Carving temples into rock was a way to symbolically recreate Kailash, making the cave a spiritual retreat. And the dark interiors and the massive stone sculptures give a mystical, cave like atmosphere suitable for meditation and worship. You can see several children here playing around the caves. Maybe the vacation is on, that's why. And this Shaivism has strong connections to yogis, monks, and ascetics who often meditated in caves. The caves provided a quiet, secluded environment ideal for religious rituals, contemplation, and prayer. This Elephanta Island, also known as Gharapuri, is a lush green oasis amid the Arabian Sea. The island is relatively small, covering about 16 square kilometers, and is home to a few local fishing communities. It offers a mix of natural beauty and historical intrigue, making it a fascinating destination. I can see one mysterious cave here. I said mysterious because the entry is restricted. You can see people standing and taking photographs outside of it, and nobody is stepping inside. I don't know why. Maybe it's too narrow, congested, and secluded. Maybe because of that, or any other reason. I don't know. Now I'm heading to another popular site here called Cannon Hill. Cannon, C-A-N-O-N, Cannon Hill. Let's go and see what's there to explore. It's 10 minutes. I have to walk up. So, okay, Cannon Hill. This is Cannon Hill. It's a very beautiful pathway leading to this place called Cannon Hill. I'll tell you the details after reaching there. In the middle of this forest, I think. Amazing. I'm really exhausted. It's very hot and sultry, and climbing up all this way to this top is really exhausting. This is a forest, and this pathway leading to that place called Cannon Hill. The way is absolutely beautiful.
आइडिया इतना दूर तो टोपी घुमा ले तो मुंह आती अंधेरा दिख हां
So finally made to this Cannon Hill. This is okay. There's a huge cannon place here. You can see that this is a cannon. That's why it's called Cannon Hill. This cannon was placed here in the 17th or 18th century by the British to protect the island and Mumbai's harbour from naval attacks. So it was an amazing experience exploring such historical sites. Now I'm back to the jetty, taking a ferry back home. Okay. This is my ferry back to the gateway of India. Friends, now I'm back where I started this journey, Gateway of India. Yes, sir. Finally, I made to Gateway of India. So I can see extraordinary crowd here this evening. Now time is 4:45. A very huge crowd. I don't know why. Maybe because the holiday season is on. That's why. So I'll show you. See the crowd. It's look like a carnival site, isn't it? So huge crowd. So that's all for today. I'm signing off. I see you next Friday, 5:48 p.m. Till then, goodbye. Thank you so much for your support. Now taking a train from CST station. I'm heading to the CST station now.